Welcome back, awesome Action Toy fans and subscribers. Yes, it's an exciting day. It's Warhammer 40k JoyToy line of the Games Workshop figurines. And this is Blood Angels Mephiston. I think that's pronounced right. Looks really, really cool. Today is Thursday, the 28th of September, 2023. This came yesterday along with the new Ultramarines Chief Librarian Tigurius, who I will be reviewing afterwards. If you want to see the reviews as soon as they're uploaded, please join the Patreon, link in the top right of your screen now. Free for 7 days. You can cancel anytime in those 7 days, not be charged a penny. So it is worth checking out, if only for 7 days. See everything there first before it gets published on YouTube. Okay, let's get a look at the box. The figure looks amazing on the front, has to be said. And it looks like the shoulder articulation might go slightly higher, possibly, judging by the position of his right arm there, giving me thinking, look, does look cool. Side is the name. Back, see some of the details. Sort of a neutral pose from the back, semi-action pose. 2 cloaks I see, which is pretty cool. The face does look atmospheric. There is no helmeted head from the inventory there, but we will have a look and see inside. And I think it should come with a base. All the newer ones, or most of the newer ones, not all of them, have come with a base. Okay, I'm going to crack him open and take a look. I'll be back in an instant. Stay tuned. And here he is. He does look really nice. Interestingly, with the cloak, you don't just remove the backpack. You've got to remove the backpack and both his arms to change the cloak. So he does come with a base, a small round base. You've seen those already. He also comes with opposite hands. So he comes with his right trigger, left gripping. He comes with the left trigger. Can we get a focus there? And the right gripping as well. He comes with the alternate cape. This is the non-flared to the side one. And you see it's got some highlighting done with a bit of, looks like blue, a touch of white perhaps. And the other side there's none, just the gold trim going around, which is not bad. Let's get a close look at him. You can see, see in the cloak, these are the arms to the shoulders, obviously, and that goes around the base of the backpack. Let's get a close look at him and what he comes with. Let's get a close look at his face first of all. His gun there. Now, it looks like Games Workshop might have to pay some loyalties to Marvel. That's like a Sabretooth with mad eyes. It does look like Sabretooth. Very good head sculpt. Lovely details in that as well. Look at that sort of inking on the piping going around. You've got the shading going on the white on the pauldron there, we can see. All these sort of ridges in his body, which hopefully will have some shading too. Or highlighting, actually, not so much shading. A little bit going on his waist section there with the drop. Highlighting again, we can see on the ridges just over here. Gun's got a little bit, no highlighting at all in this sort of front cloak section, which is a shame. That would have made a bit of a difference. Underneath here, quite plain, we can see there's a little bit of inking going on, but it's not a huge amount of inking. Turn around, very nice on that pauldron. That pauldron looks great, and here you can see another great example of the shading they've done on that pipe there. It looks like we might have a touch of highlighting perhaps instead. On this one, not so much. You can see the highlighting on the cloak when it splays around to the side. The back is like this. Again, this cloak's got nothing there. I'm not sure what there's holes here for though in the cloak. Both sides, I'm not sure what they're for. Back is plain. Let me come around again to his other side. And there's also those little skull things on his back of his head thing. I've got some shading too, but he is a very nice looking figure, has to be said. They've done a fantastic job in their eyes, going from white in the center out to these sort of bright blue. Very atmospheric. Great job on that, I have to say. Okay, so let's bring his arms down. We'll get a look at articulation. Now bear in mind that is going to be a bit problematic for him since he's got so many things going on. It's going to limit his articulation. So from top to bottom, the back, the nozzles should have movement. Yeah, they have movement. Okay, that's good. That one seems a bit stuck. There we go. Then his head, well, I had it posed a moment ago, we saw that. There's a really good forwards. Backwards, obviously not so much. Side to side is tiny, and he can turn his head, which is really quite nice, has to be said. Shoulders, this pipework is going to get in the way. He can go all the way around, just about, even with the pipework. I don't think outwards will be improved, purely because he's huge pauldrons, but his arm's going to pop laterally. That's about as far I'll go. This one, again, so unfortunately the lateral articulation is not improved. That's a pretty cool pose as well. Get his sword this way and he's gone that way. Look at that. But sorry, I digress. Okay, trunk. He has got trunk. Find the right place to grip him, probably from there. Backwards is great. That's trunk and waist backwards, and you get a small ugly hole, but that's amazing. Look at that. That's a fantastic backwards articulation. Forwards, again, with his waist as well, is good. Sideways with his waist is good on both sides, even with the book there. You get a much better look at the highlighting on his arm. I'm not sure about the nipples though, but never mind. It does look at that. They've highlighted that red of orange. Looks so well. Looks so good. Sorry, not so well. Waist, he can turn. Trunk, he can turn. Hips, with the armor and the sculpting, is not far, but we wouldn't expect it to be any further than that anyway. Forwards is okay. Backwards is pretty good considering all the things that are going on, so that's quite impressive. He does have a hip turn. It's a standard Space Marine leg underneath. Double kneecap, but his cloak's going to get in the way, or his little I'm going to call it, what's it called? Oh, it's called now, it's not a cloak, the cloak's behind it. Anyway, that part gets in the way. Loincloth, whatever. Kneecap is not too ugly, it's the newer design, which is a bit nicer looking. And then his feet, we know, is on a bar, so it can turn, it can swivel, he can pop out, he can tippy toe, he can dorsiflex it a little bit, and he's got toe articulation. And I forgot to show the hands. The hands are just on your normal, again, on the ball barbell, so it's all directions. So articulation is good. We get an idea of height. It says on the box 12 cm, which is the new Space Marine height. And that'll be to the top of his head, not to the top of everything. Otherwise, he's going to be, what, coming on 13.5 cm, I'd imagine. But let's get him back there. Let's get a little focus going on. Let's grab my my Chinese tape measure, which is only in centimeters, unfortunately. I need to pick up, next time in UK, bring back one of cm and inches to help those of us who like inches still. My American friends. Sorry. Okay, so to top of his head, he's not 12. He's much bigger than 12. Top of his head, he is about 12.6, 12.7, I'd say. To the very top of the figure is about 14, nearly 14.5. So he is a big boy. Okay, I am going to compare him to a couple of figures. Now, people have been commenting, why do you compare to non-Warhammer figures? Because this is a 1/18 scale channel, so I do that occasionally. But you are right, I should compare to Warhammer figures. Now, most of my Warhammer figures are in boxes upon boxes upon boxes, inside boxes and underneath other boxes. But I have been digging deep to get out some relevant ones, so I've got some more Blood Angels to compare him to. So if we compare to this Blood Angel here, he's got heavy inking in comparison. We can see that he is far bigger than this one. He looks nicer because of his highlighting of the orange, but he doesn't have that dark inking like the other one does. And if we move this camera over slightly, then let's compare him to another one of dark inking. And this is one of the aggressors. So there's something else I need to check out on his shoulder in a second. And you see that he is bigger than an aggressor. Obviously not quite as chunky. But he looks fantastic. I mean, the aggressor looks great, but he just pops out so much more. Okay, I didn't check if he's got a shoulder roll. Has he got a shoulder roll? There is some movement in his shoulder there. Let's get a bit of focus. But with his big pauldrons, it's really hard to... Yeah, he's got a shoulder roll, It's quite hard to see those big pauldrons on. But he is a really, really nice looking figure who can pose well enough for his bulk and size to do like a classic sort of a... It's more like a fantasy battle pose with like a pistol and a sword, you know, but that will do. There we go. Who poses well and looks the part, in my opinion. That's just me. So I think he looks fantastic. Okay, this is Awesome Action Toys signing out. So please like, share, subscribe. Check out the Patreon link in the video description below, along with some discount links for some of the better sellers and distributors. So it's worth checking out too. Also, the pinned first comment. I'll see you next video. Stay happy, keep collecting. Bye bye.